did that vote about? I didn't know what it was, but I just said yes. Because all the music's going.
Thank you, John.
Jason, you got it just from a practical and
I
just
don't vote well in restaurants.
You just have to. You gotta do a memorandum, so if people have questions, they have that chance, and when they don't, guess what? Shame on them.
Well, in restaurants.
That's it. That's what I said. If there's a committee meeting about it,
You go back to the committee. It could just be an internal memorandum amongst the board members.
When I have done legislative memorandums, stay up on second and all that.
Is that working, Kim?
It's always public. So you might get an idea from someone, or at least find a liability that you could defend yourself on.
Okay. All right. I just want this worked out so to everybody's satisfaction.
And I thank you for even doing this.
Yeah. And we all believe that our vice president has the right intent on this. And sir, we apologize if we seem to, but we need to express our feelings on it too. But thank you for working on it. Okay.
Jason.
So the end result of that is it's going to be referred to.
We're gonna discuss it at the board, but we're not gonna vote on.
We're going to discuss.
Okay. Is that a fair compromise?
Yes.
We're bringing it to the board. We're not gonna have a vote. It's an informational item.
Yes. All right. I second that.
All right. Fine.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. All right. So that takes care of that.
All right.
And that included the consent calendar as well, correct?
The consent calendar is a separate item, but these are the end of the consent calendar.
So it's all one thing. So we got all, okay. Discuss at board. Okay, so, all right, you want to talk about the two community impact statements?
Okay,
'Cause I
so,
think that's something else.
so last month we discussed two council files which are linked, which are Council File 150524 Weston O'Farrell, a plan for citywide system of neighborhood councils, and Council File 150389 Weston Krikorian, neighborhood council representatives addressing city council commissions or boards, sufficient presenting time. So it was suggested by Mr. Bailey that we combine these two CISs, Mr. Glenn Bailey, into one motion rather than having two motions with duplicative language. So I took that recommendation, and the first bullet point is just a description of what those two files do, which is motion to allow. The first is the council motion to allow neighborhood council board members 5 minutes public comment when speaking to Los Angeles City Council on an item for which the neighborhood council has filed a CIS, including. It also includes possible amendments to council rules allowing for official representatives of neighborhood councils or neighborhood council alliances to address city council, its committees, city commissions, and boards with sufficient time to present their official view of their organizations. The word organizations should probably be the last word in that piece of wording. Anyway, their neighborhood councils, boards, or alliances. So the motion is the Van Nuys Neighborhood Council supports CF 150524 Weston O'Farrell and CF 0389 Weston Krikorian with the condition that authorized speakers be allowed to speak at the same meeting the item is agendized for. That way they can't say, oh, well, you know, we get that you're here to speak on this, but we're going to deal with this later. That little amendment is a protection against that kind of shenanigans.
They would never do a thing like that.
Never. City Council would never obfuscate participation in democracy. So instead of having two motions, it's one motion that's going to be tied to one council, two council files, but it'll be not just copy paste.
What is the difference between those two measures?
One is specifically for City Council, and one is for all the other boards and commissions. So if you wanted to speak to Bonk, if you wanted to speak to the Planning Commission, if you wanted to speak to the Parks Commission, if you want to speak to the Public Works Commission, or you know, that kind of thing. So it's instead of just being limited to City Council, it's the whole city family within the charter jurisdiction of City Hall. So I mean, it doesn't apply to LAUSD, but it applies to pretty much everything else.
Mr. Perez.
Excellent motion. What I want to express on this one is, you know, I recently met with a former councilman, and he talked about GLADFA and neighborhood councils and how the people, all they do is blah, blah, blah. And I said to him, I said, you know what, but they're doing it for free.
and yet you're limited. All the time you folks spend on this, and all the time and effort you guys give to this, and yet to limit you guys when you guys go before a city council or a committee of the city council and be limited. It happened last week, Jeff. You saw that when the president goes before the board and he's limited to 1 minute, whether you have an interest in it or not. I agree with you on this one. I'm hoping I'm catching it because it's kind of noisy in here. But
Yeah.
I think this is one of your best proposals that we've had. Excellent, bravo, good work on this
Thank
one.
you.
I like good work. I like good work.
Limit, Mr. Hutt.
These already passed, right?
I knew it already passed, but but it's just good to be on record. The problem is
Yeah, we support it.
there's very few neighborhood councils that are on record as supporting this, which is problematic.
Not a problem with that. I have a question. What's the difference on having it done as a resolution compared to a statement? Because a resolution will spell out the issue with a letter. It doesn't spell out. That's the main difference I have with letters. Because basically, what former George Thomas, president, did, he just attached the agenda, which didn't spell out what you want. A resolution does, and I think I sent you sample copies
Yeah.
before.
No, okay, so a community impact statement is limited to 2,000 characters. So you don't have time. You don't have the space for a full-blown letter or treatise.
But resolution, you can't.
Yeah, you can submit resolutions if it's under 2,000 characters, or
Where do you get the 2,000 characters?
that's what they told us the limit is
I would love to see the
On the CIS?
on the
Yeah.
CIS.
Who's they, if may I ask?
Is that done?
I believe it was the presenters at the bank meetup that I went to about 6 months ago. The presenters were Linda Gravani and Mr. Glenn Bailey. Linda Gravani is the president of Lake Balboa Neighborhood Councils and one of the all-time champions of submitting CISs, so I would take her word on the character limit.
I'm not doubting you. Problem with individuals like that, and done. They never cite authority. They always do informal policies, and that's not fair to you.
It's not a done thing. It's a web page